Hello students, let's continue algebra exercise 13F. We are on page number 162 and we are with question 21, simplify. As you can see, now we're going to have brackets and we're going to learn to remove brackets. And according to BODMAS, BODMAS is BODMAS, each letter standing for an operation. Now B is brackets. So whenever you have a question, mathematical statement with many operations, the brackets have to be removed first. Now even to remove brackets, there's a particular order. So you have to remove the bar brackets first. That is, a bar will be drawn above numbers. That is called the bar brackets. Then you have the circular brackets or the common brackets. We call it common brackets because we use it commonly, and this is what it looks like. This is the name of this kind of brackets. So bar bracket, circular brackets, then you have the curly brackets. Curly brackets are like this. And then you have the square bracket or the box bracket. So this is the order in which you have to remove brackets. So first the bar bracket has to be removed, then the circular or the common brackets, then the curly brackets, then the square brackets. It's easy to remember because they are in alphabetical order. B, then CI or CO and CU, and then square brackets starting with S. So it's easy to remember the order. So now let's go back to the question. So here you can see square brackets and the common brackets. So according to BODMAS, you have to open the common brackets first. So let's remove the common brackets by working out what is inside. So let's begin this. So 3x plus, now the square bracket, we're going to leave it as it is. Then we're going to open or remove the common brackets. So before you remove the common brackets, you need to see the sign before it. The sign before that is minus. That means the sign of all the terms inside will change. So this is plus 6x, which is now going to become minus 6x. And then minus 3 will become plus 3. Now the common brackets are removed. We put back the square brackets. So now we've finished with the common brackets. Now we're going to remove the square brackets by first simplifying what is inside the brackets. So we write plus and then we have the square bracket. Now there are like terms, so let's work on that. 4x minus 6x. So signs are different, so put the sign of the bigger number. 6 minus 4 is 2, 2x plus 3 and close the square brackets. Now here we have 3x. We are going to remove the square brackets. So see the sign before it. The sign before it is plus. So that means no change in any of the signs that are inside the bracket. So minus 2x will remain the same as well as plus 3. Now let's work on these like terms. 3x minus 2x. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1x plus 3. So our final answer for this question is x plus 3. Question 22. So here we have the curly brackets and the common brackets. So we're going to remove the common brackets first. So we have to simplify what is inside. So we'll begin by writing 5b minus curly bracket 6a. Before removing the common bracket, see the sign before that, it's plus. So no change in any of the terms inside. So plus 8 minus b minus a. So common brackets are removed. We put back the curly brackets. So let's continue. 5b minus. We're going to simplify what is inside. So 6a minus a. 6 minus 1 is 5. So that is 5a plus 8 minus b and close the curly bracket. So now we can remove the curly brackets. So 5b, before you remove, look at the sign before that, it's minus. So the sign of all the terms inside will change. So this is plus. Plus 5a will become minus 5a, then minus 8 plus b. So now here we can continue to simplify. Look for like terms. We have 5b plus b. 5 plus 1 is 6. So that is 6b minus 5a minus 8. So this is our final answer. 6b minus 5a minus 8. Question 23. So here we have the square bracket and we have the common brackets. So we have to remove the common brackets first. So let's begin. 2x minus square bracket 5y. Now before we remove the brackets, look at the sign before it. It's minus. So change the sign of the terms inside. So minus 3x plus y. We have opened the common brackets. Let's add what's given there. Plus x. Now let's write 2x here minus, we'll put back the square bracket. Let's simplify what is inside. Look out for like terms. So we have 5y plus y. 5 plus 1 is 6. So that is 6y. And here we have minus 3x plus x. So that is minus 2x. And then we close the brackets. Now we can remove the square bracket also. So 2x, look at the sign before that, it's minus. So it is minus 6y plus 2x. Now simplify the like terms. 2x plus 2x. 2x plus 2x is 4x. 4x minus 6y. So this will now be our answer. 4x minus 6y. Question 24, we only have the common brackets. So let's work on that. Let's remove the common brackets. So 6a. Now we need to be careful. As you can see, there is no sign here between the number and the bracket, isn't it? So it's understood that it is a multiplication sign. So in that case, we have to multiply minus 3 with each term inside the bracket. Okay, so minus 3 into a is minus 3a. Now minus 3 into plus b will be minus 3b. Minus 3 into minus 2. Minus into minus is plus, 3 2s are 6. Now there are like terms, 6a minus 3a. 6 minus 3 is 3. So 3a minus 3b, and then we also have 6 there. So our answer here is 3a minus 3b plus 6. Question 25. So here we have square brackets and we have common brackets. So remove the common brackets first. So let's begin. 8 into, and then we have m plus 2n minus p. Now again look out and see here there is no sign between the number and the brackets. That means it's understood it is multiplication. So multiply these two first. So minus 7 into 2. 7 2s are 14. So minus 14m. Then minus 7 into minus n. Minus into minus is plus. 7 into n is 7n. Then multiply these two. So minus into plus is minus. Then 7 3s are 21. And then we have b. We close the brackets. Now 8, put back the brackets. Let's simplify what is inside. So we have m and minus 14m. So signs are different. So we have to put the sign of the bigger number and minus. 14 minus 1 is 13. So that is minus 13m. Now let's look at the n's. 2n and 7n. Both addition signs. So plus 7 plus 2 is 9. 9n. Now let's look at the p's. Minus p minus 21p. Again signs are the same. So put the same sign and add. 21 plus 1 is 22. 22p and close the brackets. Now we're going to remove the square bracket. So when you remove, you need to multiply this with each term because there is no sign before the bracket. So 8 into 13. Let's multiply 13 into 8. 8 3s are 24. Carry 2. 8 1s are 8, 9, 10. So that is 104. So 104 and the letter is M. Now let's multiply this into 9n. So since we have a minus sign here, let's not forget to put the minus sign. Minus 104. Now we multiply 8 into 9. 8 9s are 72. So plus 72n. Now we have to multiply 8 into minus 22. So let's multiply 22 into 8. 8 2s are 16, carry 1. 8 2s are 16 plus 1, 17. 176 and the sign is minus. So we have 176p. So we have our final answer here, minus 104m plus 72n and minus 176p. Question 26. So here we have the curly bracket when we have common brackets, and again we have that. So remember to remove the common brackets first. So we're going to remove the common brackets. So simplify what is inside. So here we start with the curly brackets, then we have 9. Now the sign before the common brackets is minus. So change the sign of all the terms inside. So minus 4p plus 6q. Now, common brackets are removed, put back the curly brackets. Minus, again curly brackets, 3q. Here we have minus before the brackets, so change the sign when you remove the brackets. So minus 5p plus 10 and close the curly brackets. Now we're going to remove both the curly brackets. So this one and this, we're going to remove the brackets by simplifying what is inside. Now before this bracket here, there is no sign here. So it's understood it's a plus sign when there is no sign. So all this will remain the same. So let's write 9 minus 4p plus 6q. Now we're going to remove the brackets, the curly brackets. So the sign before that is minus. So all the signs inside will change. So minus 3q plus 5p minus 10. So now let's simplify what's inside the bracket. So here we have the whole number 9 and we have 10. So 9 minus 10 is minus 1. Then we have the p's. Let's take the letter p. Minus 4p plus 5p. So the signs are different. So put the sign of the bigger number. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1p. And then let's take the q's. Plus 6q minus 3q. Signs are different. Put the sign of the bigger number. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3q. So let's write the letters first. So we have p plus 3q. Now we can write the whole number minus 1. Generally, we write the whole number at the end. Now this is our final answer. P plus 3q minus 1. Question 27. Here we have square brackets, curly brackets and common brackets. So first we have to remove the common brackets, then the curly brackets, then the square bracket. So 2 and then into that will be a minus 3, put the curly brackets, a plus. Now before we remove brackets, remember to always see what is before the bracket, whether it's a sign or a number. Now here we have a number without a sign, that means it's understood it's multiplication. So we have to multiply these two. So 5 into a is 5a and then 5 into minus 2 is minus 10. So we have removed the common brackets. We continue to write whatever is there. Put the curly brackets back and close the square bracket. So now we have to simplify what is inside the curly bracket before we remove those brackets. So 2 and then we have a minus 3. We have the curly bracket. Now let's see what we can work out inside. We have like terms a plus 5a. So that is 6a. And we also have numbers minus 10 plus 7. Signs are different. So we'll put a sign of the bigger number. 10 minus 7 is 3. So close the curly brackets and the square bracket. Now let's continue. 2 into a. We're going to now remove the common curly bracket. We're going to remove the curly bracket. So whenever you remove, just see what is before that. So before that we have minus 3 without a sign. So it's understood it is multiplication. So minus 3 into 6a. Sign is minus. 3 6's are 18. So let's write 18. 18a. And then we multiply minus 3 into minus 3. So minus into minus is plus. 3 3's are 9. So we've removed our curly brackets. We are putting back the square brackets. Now we have to remove the square brackets, but before that, see if you can simplify something inside. So this is 1. So 1a minus 18a. Put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 18 minus 1 is 17. 17a plus 9. Now we're going to remove the square brackets. So before you remove, once again, look at what is before that. It is multiplication sign with the number 2. So 2 into minus 17. So that will be, the sign is minus, 17 2s are 34. 34a here, and 2 into 9 is 18. The sign is plus, it is 18. So our final answer here is minus 34a plus 18. Question 28. So here we have the square bracket, curly bracket and the common bracket. Now there is one more bracket here, as you can see. It is the bar bracket. A line drawn above the numbers is the bar bracket. And according to BODMAS, bar bracket has to be removed first. So we're going to remove the bar bracket by solving what is inside it. So let's begin. So 5a minus square bracket 6a minus curly bracket 9a minus common bracket 10a. Now what is under the bar bracket? 4a minus 3a. So 4a minus 3a is 1a. It's simply a. But before the bracket, can you see a minus sign? So that becomes minus a because there is a minus sign before the bracket. So 10a minus a. So we've removed the bar bracket. We've put back the common, the curly and the square brackets. So now we have to simplify what is inside the common bracket. We have to remove the common brackets now. So 5a minus square bracket 6a minus curly bracket 9a minus, inside the common brackets we have 10a minus a. 10 minus 1 is 9, so that is 9a, and we are going to now remove the common bracket. So 5a minus 6a minus 9a, and we're going to remove what is inside. We're going to remove the common bracket. So before you remove, look at the sign before that, it's minus. So the sign of what is inside the bracket will change. So it becomes minus 9a. So we have removed the common brackets. We're putting back the curly brackets and the square bracket. So now we have to remove the curly brackets. So let's start. 5a minus square bracket 6a minus, now 9a minus 9a is 0. So that's 0 there, and we put back the square bracket. So we've removed the curly brackets. 5a. Now we're going to remove the square brackets. This is the last one left here. So we're going to remove this. 6a minus 0 is 6a itself. So that is 6a. Now we're going to simplify this. Signs are different. Put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1, or our final answer here is minus a. This is our final answer. Question 29. So here square bracket, curly bracket, and we have the common bracket. So we have to remove the common brackets first. So let's begin. 9x plus 5 minus square bracket 4x minus curly bracket 3x. Now before we remove, let's see what's before the bracket. So it's minus 2, that means multiply. Minus 2 into 4x, the sign is minus. 2 4s are 8, 8x. Then now minus, multiply with minus 3. Minus into minus is plus, 2 3s are 6. So we've removed the common brackets. We're putting back the curly bracket and the square bracket. So now we have to simplify what is inside the curly bracket before removing it. So let's start. 9x plus 5 minus square bracket 4x minus curly bracket. Now what is inside? 3x minus 8x are like terms. So let's work. Minus sign, 8 minus 3 is 5, 5x plus 6. Put back the curly brackets and the square bracket. Now we are going to remove the curly bracket. So let's do that. So that is 9x plus 5 minus 4x. Now before you remove, look at the sign inside. So the sign before the bracket is minus. That means the sign of all the terms inside will change. So plus 5x and minus 6. So we've removed the curly brackets. Now we're going to simplify what is inside the square bracket before removing it. So this is going to be 9x plus 5 minus, now 4x plus 5x. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9x minus 6. Now we are going to remove the square brackets. So let's write 9x plus 5. So before we remove, see the sign before that, it's minus. So the sign of all the terms will change. So it becomes minus 9x plus 6. So here let's simplify the like terms. 9x minus 9x. 9x minus 9x is 0. So we're going to remove that. We only have plus 5 and plus 6. That is, both are addition. So plus 5 plus 6 is 11. So our final answer here is 11. Question 30. So here you can see common brackets. Again we have common brackets and again we have common brackets. Now let's do this a little carefully. So we're going to remove these common brackets, but see what's before the bracket here. Now before we don't have anything here, but we have something after the bracket. So here also, since there is no sign, it's understood it is multiplication. And just like we work with multiplication before the bracket, we're going to do the same thing here also. That means we have to first multiply this with each term inside the bracket. So let's do that. X into x is x to the power of 2. Then x into y is xy. So plus xy. Then x into minus z is minus xz. Now the same thing here. Y into z is plus yz. Then y into x is yx or xy plus xy. Then y into minus y will become minus y square. Now here also we should do the same thing, z into x. But here there is a minus sign. So let's put the minus sign and keep the brackets. Okay, so whenever you have a minus sign, you have to think twice, be careful. So z into x is zx or xz. Then z into y is zy or yz. So yz. Then we have z into minus z. That is minus z square. Now let's open the common brackets here. Let's open this by simplifying what is there. So here it's going to be x square plus xy minus xz plus yz plus xy minus y square. Okay, now before we open, let's look at the sign here. It's minus. So change the sign of all the terms inside. So minus xz minus yz plus z square. Okay, now let's look at all the like terms. We have an x square here. Do we have another x square? No, we don't have. So let's write that down. So this will be x square. Now let's look at a y square. We have minus y square here, no more y square. So let's write that. We're putting it in order. It's the same thing, we're just arranging them in order. Since I put x first, I'm putting y next. X square minus y square. So let's look for z square. So we have a z square here. So let's write that plus z square. Now what we can do is we can cross out what we have already written so that we are careful to choose everything here. Since there are many terms, we must not miss out anything. Now next, let's take xy. We have one xy here and one more xy here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have plus 2xy. Let's cross out xy also. Xy and xy. So let's take the next one. We have minus xz. One more minus xz. So that will be minus 2xz. So let's cross out that also. Okay. Then now we have yz and minus yz. So that will get cancelled and become 0 because plus 1 minus 1 is 0. So now we have not missed out anything. So we have our answer here. Our answer is x square minus y square plus z square plus 2xy minus 2xz. So this is our final answer. Question 31. Here we have square bracket, curly bracket and the common bracket. So we'll work on the common bracket first. So we're going to remove this. So let's begin. Minus 1 and then we have square brackets a minus 3 curly brackets b minus, now here we have 4 and no sign there, so that's understood it's multiplication. So minus 4 into each term inside. First into a is minus 4a. Then into minus b. Minus into minus is plus 4b. Then into minus 8. Minus into minus is plus 4 8s are 32. So we've removed the common brackets. Let's continue to write what is inside 4a. Close the curly bracket, write plus 10 and close the square bracket. So now we have to work on what is inside the curly bracket. So let's do that. Minus 1 square bracket a minus 3 curly bracket. Now b, we have 1b here, b plus 4b, that becomes 5b. 1 plus 4 is 5, 5b. Then we have minus 4a plus 4a becomes 0, so that gets cancelled. Then we have plus 32. So plus 32, close the brackets, then write plus 10 and close the square bracket. So now we're going to open or remove the curly bracket. So let's do that. So here we have minus 1 square bracket a. Now before we do that, let's look and see what is before the bracket, minus 3. So first multiply this with 5b. So it becomes sinus minus 3 5s are 15b. Now we multiply minus 3 into 32. So let's do that. 32 into 3. 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9. So we have 96 here, and the sinus minus minus 96 plus 10. So we've removed our curly brackets. Now we are going to work on what is inside the square bracket here. So we have minus 1. Then we have inside the square bracket, we have only a. We don't have another a. So we're going to keep the bracket and write a. Then let's look at the b. We have only minus 15b and nothing else. So we're going to write minus 15b. And now we're going to look at the numbers. So here we have minus 96 plus 10. So signs are different. Put the sign at the bigger number and subtract. 96 minus 10 is 86. Close the brackets. Now we're going to remove the square brackets. We can remove the square brackets by seeing what's before the bracket. So before the bracket we have minus 1. And 1 into anything will give us back 1 itself, isn't it? So we'll get the same expression back, but look at the sign, it's minus. So the sign of all the terms inside will change. So this becomes minus a plus 15b plus 86. So our final answer here is minus a plus 15b plus 86. Question 32. Here we have the square bracket, curly bracket, the common bracket and the bar bracket. So according to BODMAS, we need to work on the bar bracket first. Remove the bar bracket. So this is what we need to remove first. So let's begin with this. So here we have p square minus square bracket x square minus curly bracket x square minus common bracket q square. Now we are going to see what is inside the bar bracket. So we have x square minus q square, and before that, if you can see a minus sign, there is a minus sign, so we need to change the sign of all the terms. So minus x square plus q square. So let's write that down. So this becomes minus x square plus q square, and then we close the bracket. So we have removed the bar bracket now. So and then we continue writing everything else. We close the curly bracket and the square bracket. Now we have to remove the common bracket. So now let's work out what is within the common bracket first. So p square minus x square minus curly brackets. Again we have x square minus. Now I'm going to keep the common brackets because we need to work out what is inside that. So here we have plus q square and one more plus q square. So that makes it 2. So that is 2q square minus x square. And then we write minus 2y square, close the curly bracket and the square bracket. Now we can remove the common bracket. So let's continue. We'll write p square minus square bracket x square minus curly bracket x square. Now we're going to remove the common bracket. So before that, look at the sign. It's minus. So change the sign of everything inside. So minus 2q square plus x square. And we'll write minus 2y square and close the curly bracket and the square bracket. So we've removed the common brackets. Now we need to simplify what is inside the curly bracket before removing it. So let's do that. So p square minus, we have x square. Now let's put the curly brackets and see what is to be worked inside. So we have an x square plus x square. So that makes it 2x square. 2x square. Then we have minus 2q square. That's the only one there. So we write down as it is minus 2q square. And as you can see, we have minus 2y square. So close the curly bracket and the square bracket. Now we're going to remove the curly bracket. So p square minus square bracket x square. Now before removing it, look at the sign before it. It's minus. So change all the signs inside the bracket. Minus 2x square plus 2q square plus 2y square. So curly brackets are removed. So we only put the square brackets. Now we are going to remove the square brackets. Before that, let's simplify what is inside. So here we have x square minus 2x square. Signs are different. Put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1x square. Then we have plus 2q square and plus 2y square. Now we are going to open the square bracket. So before that, look at the sign before it. It's minus. So p square. Now change all the signs inside. Plus x square. So minus 1x square is minus x square. So that has become plus. Then minus 2q square and minus 2y square. So our final answer, we have it here. P square plus x square minus 2q square minus 2y square. And that is our final answer. Question 33, we have curly brackets, common brackets, bar brackets, common bracket, bar bracket. So we need to open the bar brackets first. So we need to remove that. Before that, let's simplify what's inside. So 10 minus 4a minus 7. Now we have a minus 5 under the bar bracket. Before that, we have a minus sign. So this becomes minus a plus 5. So that is minus a plus 5. Close the common bracket. We've removed the bar bracket. Now here we go to the next part, minus. Now here we have 5a. Now under the bar bracket we have 1 plus a, and before that we have a minus sign. So this is minus 1 minus a. So minus 1 minus a. Now we have to simplify what is within the common brackets before we remove them. So 10 minus 4a minus, now here 7 plus 5, that is 12 minus a, and here we have 5a minus a, which is 4a minus 1. Now we close the curly bracket. Now we need to work out what is within the common bracket. We're going to remove the common brackets now. So here it is 10 minus 4a. Now look at the sign before the common bracket. It's a minus sign. So be careful, we have a minus sign, so change the sign of all the terms inside. It becomes minus 12 plus a. Here also before the bracket you have a minus sign, so change all the signs. Minus 4a plus 1 and the curly brackets. We have removed the common brackets. Now we're going to simplify what is inside the curly brackets before removing it. So 10 minus, now we have 4a and minus 4a, which will get cancelled, and we only have 1 plus a left. So let's write that a. Now we have minus 12 plus 1. Signs are different. Put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 12 minus 1 is 11. Close the bracket. Now we can remove the curly bracket because we finished simplifying what is inside. So this is 10. So before the bracket we have minus. So change the sign of all the terms inside. So that's minus a plus 11. Now add up these two. 10 plus 11 is 21 and this is minus a. So this is our final answer. 21 minus a. Question 34. So here we have square bracket, curly bracket, common bracket and the bar bracket. So according to BODMAS, we have to remove the bar bracket first. So everything else remains as it is. 7a minus square bracket 8a minus curly bracket 11a minus 12a. Now what is under the bar bracket is 6a minus 5a. Now 6a minus 5a is 1a or simply a. But before the bracket, can you see a minus sign? So this is minus before the bracket. So when you open the bracket, the sign of the term inside will change. So this is minus a. So 12a minus a. Close brackets. So we have removed the bar bracket. Now we are going to simplify and remove what is inside the common bracket. So the next thing is the common bracket. 7a minus square bracket 8a minus curly bracket 11a. Now 12a minus a is 11a. But before the bracket we have a minus sign. So 11a will now become minus 11a. Minus 11a. So we've removed the common bracket, put back the curly bracket and the square bracket. So next thing is removal of the curly brackets. So we're going in order. So 7a minus square bracket 8a. Now 11a minus 11a. 11 minus 11 is 0. So this is 0. So here it becomes minus 0. So when you open the square bracket, this is the last bracket left, we're going to open this. You can see 8a minus 0 is 8a. So this is minus 8a. Now 7 minus 8, the signs are different. Put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 8 minus 7 is 1, that's 1a. Or our final answer is minus a. Question 35. So here we have square bracket, curly bracket, we have the common bracket and we also have the bar bracket. So bar bracket needs to be removed first. So this is 8x minus 4y minus curly bracket 4x plus common brackets 2x. So what's under the bar bracket is 2y minus 2x. But before that you can see a minus sign. So this becomes minus 2y plus 2x. So let's write that down. Minus 2y plus 2x. So bar bracket is removed. We put back the common bracket, the curly bracket and the square bracket. So now simplify what is inside the common bracket before removing it. So 8x minus square bracket 4y minus curly bracket 4x plus. Now 2x plus 2x is 4x. So let's write that 4x minus 2y. So we have simplified what is inside the common bracket. Now we can remove the common brackets. So here it is 8x minus 4y minus curly bracket we have 4x. Now before removing you must always see what is a sign before the bracket. It is a plus sign here, so no change in any sign inside the bracket. So plus 4x minus 2y. So the common brackets are removed, put back the curly bracket and the square bracket. So now we need to simplify what is inside the curly bracket before removing it. So 8x minus 4y minus curly bracket 4x plus 4x. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8x minus 2y. So we have finished simplifying what is inside the curly bracket. Now we can remove the curly bracket. So 8x minus 4y. So again, before removing, don't forget to check the sign. Sign is minus here, so change all the signs. So minus 8x plus 2y. Curly brackets are removed. We have only the square bracket. So here also, first work out what is inside before you remove the square bracket. So 8x minus 4y plus 2y, that is 6y. 6y minus 8x. Now we can remove the square bracket. 8x, look at the sign before it, it's minus. So here we have minus 6y plus 8x. So 8x plus 8x is 16x minus 6y. So this is our final answer, 16x minus 6y. Question 36. We have the common bracket, bar brackets. Okay, so let's work on the bar brackets. Let's remove them by simplifying what's inside. So we have x minus, now 3y. Now what is inside the bar bracket? 4z minus 3x. But the sign before that is minus. So we'll change the sign. So minus 4z plus 3x. So this becomes minus 4z plus 3x. Then we continue plus 2z. Now let's look at the second bar bracket. What's under that is 5y minus 7x. And again, before that we have a minus sign. So change all the signs inside. So minus 5y plus 7x. So minus 5y plus 7x. So now we're going to remove the common bracket. Before that, we're going to simplify what is inside. We have 3y and minus 5y. So we write as it is. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Minus 2y. Now look at the z's. We have minus 4 plus 2. So that is minus 2z. Then we have plus 3x plus 7x. So plus 3 plus 7 is 10x. Now we're going to open or remove the common brackets because we finished simplifying what's inside, but before that look at the sign before the bracket. So x, now all the signs inside will change because it's a minus sign before the bracket. So plus 2y plus 2z minus 10x. Now x minus 10x. Signs are different. Put the sign of the bigger number and subtract. 10 minus 1 is 9. Minus 9x plus 2y plus 2z. So our final answer, minus 9x plus 2y plus 2z. So with this, children, we come to the end of this exercise. Thank you, children.